What is going on, guys? Welcome to HomeCraft cocktails you can make for the comfort of your home. My name is Briss, and this week we'll be going over one of New Orleans' oldest and most famous cocktails, the Sazerac. The Sazerac was created all the way back in 1838 by Creole apothecary Antoine Peychaud, who created the cocktail in his shop located on 437 Royal Street. He first served the cocktail one night to his fellow Masons in an egg cup called a cockatier. Some would say that this is where the original term cocktail stemmed from, as cockatier was shortened to cocktail, which somehow ended up morphing into cocktail. The name of the cocktail comes from Peychaud's favorite French brandy, the Sazerac de Forge et Fils. While the original recipe called for cognac, somewhere along the lines it was replaced with American Rye Whiskey. And in 1873, a bartender by the name of Leon Lamothe added a dash of absinthe. Absinthe is a liqueur that contains anise, which has a licorice type flavor to it. So the liqueur was actually called the Green Fairy due to its green color, and also the Black Death due to its licorice flavor. Absinthe would also notoriously be banned back in 1912 for supposedly causing hallucinations. And thus, due to the banning, soon after, Peychaud's special bitters were used in its place. Now, in today's time, you can find the Sazerac literally everywhere, but it will always be known as a pure New Orleans product. And now, with that brief history lesson out of the way, let's get down to actually making the drink. To start things off, you want to take a small amount of absinthe and place it in a rocks glass and kind of rinse it around, making sure that the inside is coated with the absinthe, and then you just discard the excess absinthe. Now, if you're someone like me who does not like wasting anything, you can also put absinthe in a small spray bottle, like how I have here, and just spray the inside of the glass, so that way you're not wasting anything. And you can get one of these small spray bottles from your travel aisle from any grocery store for like $1. There we go, nice and coated. Next, you want to pour a half of an ounce of simple syrup into a mixing glass. And if you also want to go the more traditional route, you can get a sugar cube and water and then muddle it with some of these other ingredients, but why use sugar and water when you can just use simple syrup, which is the exact same thing?
Why waste time? Say lot word when few word do trick.
Next, you want to add 3 dashes of Peychaud's bitters. This is one of the few classic cocktails that uses this ingredient, if not the only one. Two dashes of Angostura bitters. 1.25 ounces of Rye Whiskey. Today we have Piggyback by Whistle Pig. This was actually a gift for my birthday, so I'm not entirely sure how much this costs, but it's pretty good. A 1/4 ounce of cognac or brandy. And then you want to add ice to your mixing glass and then stir till it's well chilled. Then you want to strain into your absinthe-coated rocks glass. Finally, you'll want to garnish with a lemon peel. Unfortunately, I only have half of a lemon on hand right now, so I'm going to try to make this work, but I don't know, let's just see. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's going to have to do. Let's just call this a lemon twist instead of a lemon peel. And there you have a Sazerac. Alright, now that we have our drink, let's give it a taste. Damn, okay. I'm sorry, I haven't made my own Sazerac in a while, so it just caught me off guard. How nice that is. First and foremost, I would not suggest a Sazerac for a beginner drinker. It can be very overwhelming with the amount of just herbal like earthy notes in there. It is not sweet whatsoever. It is smooth, don't get me wrong. You know, it's a pleasant taste, but it's an acquired pleasant taste. I don't usually like calling flavors acquired usually, but this definitely is something that will be overwhelming for you if you're not used to the wide ranges that cocktails can give you. However, if you would not consider yourself a beginner drinker and you feel like, you know, you have a pretty wide palate, I would highly suggest a Sazerac. It's very tasty, very powerful, you know, very spirit forward. Those herbal notes in the drink also just really sets it apart. It very much so gives old-fashioned Manhattan type vibes, but in its own special way. With an old-fashioned or a Manhattan, you have a strong whiskey flavor that's coupled with, you know, subtle sweet notes in there. However, with the Sazerac, which I will kind of compare those two drinks to, it is more of an herbal, like I said, herbal, earthy, it's one of those drinks where you just have to try it for yourself to see what I'm really talking about here. Overall, though, this is a fantastic drink. New Orleans is known for multiple wonderful cocktails. You have this, you have the Vieux Carré, you have the Hurricane, and probably a few others that I just cannot think of right now at the top of my head. So in addition to the great food that New Orleans is known for, make sure you also divulge in their cocktails as well, because you'll find some pretty nice drinks there. With that being said, guys, thank you for watching this week's episode, and I'll catch you next week for the next round. Peace.